My name is Robbie Luckett. It is Saturday, September the 17th, 2016. We are at the Smith Robertson Museum and Cultural Center in Jackson, Mississippi. Do I have your permission to record this interview?
I'm Garnette Galloway.
Could you spell your name?
Garnette. Galloway. Garnette Galloway.
And do I have your permission to record this interview? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Can you tell me just about yourself and where you're from, when you were born, where you were born? Tell me about your parents, maybe, and your grandparents.
I just said I'm Garnette Galloway, and I was born on the Gulf Coast, one of God's countries, I call it. And I attended school in Bangley, Mississippi, a two-room school at that time. And we had 3 teachers. And so happened, one was my aunt, that was the principal, and the other instructor was, elementary teacher was my cousin, and she was Dr. Reddick's brother's wife. And President Reddick was my 3rd cousin, because my grandmother, my mama's mama, they were first cousins, sisters and brothers' children.
Who were your parents? What were their names?
My mother's name was Gladys Aretha Johnson Wells. My grandmother, her mother, was Josephine Garnette Bradley.
And your father?
And my daddy's name was Cornelius Ovid Wells. And he was original from Morris Point, the place what they call 3 Rivers. As you pass through Morris Point, you cross the bridge going towards I-10 in that area.
When were you born?
I was born April the 19th, 1935. I was born during the ending part of the,
Great Depression?
The Great Depression. That's what I have, the Great Depression written down, the Great Depression. And during the time I was born, my mother had a midwife. And believe it or not, she wasn't black, she was a white lady. And she delivered me, and I was born also on a Good Friday. I was my mama's.
Was it unusual to have a white midwife? Were most midwives were in your community? Was
most of them were black. Well, my people worked, for the whites, and they knew her, and so I'm told, because I don't know.
Right.
I'm told that she came and was a nurse midwife, and she delivered me. But however, during that time, in writing the record of for the birth certificate, she made a mistake, I suppose. Instead of writing Garnette, she wrote Carnette, Carnette. Wales. So then, by my going to school, and I was in need of my birth certificate for some reason, we discovered that she had made a mistake, and that we could not find my record, birth certificate. And so it was a delayed record, and I will show you the birth certificate out of the delayed record. Sorry about this.
No, that's okay.
Sorry about this. kind of short.
This is great.
I'm sorry about that. Now I have it ready in here. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
It's mean delayed.
Is this your original birth certificate with the name misspelled? Is this your birth certificate that,
It's delayed written on it. It's an envelope in here. Oh, here it is right there. You got me nervous.
I'm sorry. You're fine, nothing to be nervous about.
I want everything together. Do it this way. Now, I have it on paper where it reads, unless, if you want me to read it, because I have to see if I wrote it on this paper. I think I wanted to read. I had it back. This. Okay, I have. Stay. Oh, you did it.
If you'd like to read it to us, that would be great.
So you don't want me to read it?
You can read it, please.
After you turn it on.
It's on.
It's on.
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
Oh.
Please, read it. It's great.
A state of Mississippi, Mississippi State Department of Health vital records, delayed certificate of birth. My grandmother, Josephine Garnette Bradley, Mary L. Hartman, and William G. Deeds, Chancery Clerk, signed before a notary for my getting my birth certificate. In sharing their African-American midwife story, I was born in Vaintree, Mississippi, Jackson County, on the Gulf Coast in 1935 on a Good Friday by a midwife, and she was a white woman. Her name was Mrs. Tuten, who helped in my delivery. Upon naming me, cousin Polly Burney named me Garnette Wales, and the midwife wrote on my birth certificate, Garnette Wales. As I grew up and attending school, I needed a birth certificate and was unable to get one because the name Garnette Wales could not be found. My mother, Gladys Johnson Wales, had to go to the school where I attended, and they helped in correcting my name from Garnette to Garnette Wales.
And the midwife who delivered you, do you know how your parents paid her?
No, I didn't hear them say, talk anything about what they say. I just heard them talking about her name, even her name, and that's all I know.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Well, it was 7 siblings, 2 brothers and 5 sisters. And my last sister passed away April the 16th of this year. I am the last sibling left. And I am sweet 18, turn it around, I'm 81.
Were all your brothers and sisters delivered by the same midwife, this white woman, or were you the only one, or do you know?
I knew.
Were they all delivered by the same midwife?
No. My oldest sister was born in Biloxi. And she had others in the hospital in Pascagoula in Jackson County.
And what number child were you of the 7?
I fell between the 2 brothers. So I was really the 3rd child. My oldest sister my oldest brother, and then I fell, and then my baby brother fell next to me, so I fell between the two boys. So then I called myself a tomboy because I would climb trees, try to ride the horses, so we had no fun. And one day, we had a fence, but when I first started riding, I was afraid to get on the horse's back and have a saddle on the horse. So I got up to the fence, climbed up on the fence, raised my leg up to get on the horse, and I fell down, screaming and howling, afraid of the horse.
And did you grow up on the Gulf Coast, Van Cleve?
That's where I was born and raised. I attended school at Bluff Creek Elementary School. And my brothers so happened when we went to high school in Ocean Springs, which is about 15 miles away from Van Cleve. They drove the school bus. For that reason, I had the opportunity to just walk out the house and get on the bus. And I was blessed to have had them to drive the bus until I graduated. And when I finished, I didn't come right to college, but I did come to Jackson State. And I majored in English and a lot of a librarian. I always say from the heart, for 31 years.
You must have known Dr. Margaret Walker Alexander.
I knew her very well. We'd go to her house, we'd eat, and just enjoyed ourselves. And she's, for my people, she's very, very good.
Anything you remember about going to her house? What did she like to serve in her dinners?
Well, vegetables, and we'd have good old fried chicken, cornbread. We just enjoyed ourselves.
What did your parents do? Did you live on a farm?
It really wasn't a farm. My father worked at the shipyard in Pascagoula. And believe it or not, we lived with my mama's mama in her house. It was 10 acres of land and a big house. The house had a fireplace, and it was a big kitchen, maybe about the size of this, believe it or not. And she had a long table in there because every Sunday we had I don't know how many preachers would come there to eat. Very good cooks, my parents were. But they had the old wood stove way back. And they would cook cakes, pies, chocolate cake, coconut cakes, German chocolate cakes. You just have it on that, and it's unbelievable. Egg pies, coconut pies, and huckleberry pies. And let me tell you about this huckleberry pie. One Sunday, the pastor was at the house, came there to eat. And my oldest brother, deceased, Mama had it on, everything on the table, and they were eating, and we were children. And my brother walked up there to the table, Mama, he gonna eat up all my huckleberry pie. And so she said, boy, hush, we have company, you go back. And that huckleberry pie was something really good, though.
What are huckleberries?
It's something like a blueberry, but to me it's better than a blueberry. I've been trying to get somebody to go out in the woods out in Van Cleve and get me some huckleberry plants so I can plant them up here. And they said, now it's rattlesnakes down there. And they said, no way. So they don't go out there in the woods too much, and they tell me they have little bears out there now, some kind, I don't know what kind. But it has really changed down there since that time. And by the way, I joined church at age 9, and Reverend T.B. Brown, that was pastor here at Mount Hill, I joined church when I was age 9 because he was in Gulfport at that time, and he came out to run that revival. And he was singing, "Get on board, little children." And he had 22 young folks to join church that night at the revival. And we were baptized, guess where, in Bluff Creek, out there in the creek. No pool in the church at that time.
And you were submerged
In the
in the creek.
creek, Bluff Creek.
You mentioned your dad worked at the shipyard. What did he do there?
I think he was a welder.
It must have been very busy during World War II for him.
Yes, and then my daddy was also he could build a house, and he made these concrete blocks. And he saw some red property, the pine trees, and I don't know how he cut it, but he made a log house. Built a log house. And
Is it still there?
huh?
Is it still there? The log house?
No, all that's gone. The old house burned down, tore down because Mama had a brick house built and a deep well built, the well. So we used to have a pump. We used to have the well we had to pull the water out draw the water out the well. And then we had the pump. Then she got the electrical pump later because we had the old hand pump with the pump. And I had a good life. We never wanted for anything. Some people don't believe that. We had hogs, and they would kill the hogs, have a smokehouse. They'd make the bacon, sausage, and the day I don't eat chitlins because we had to clean this good stuff out of that. And we had the cows, and they kill a calf, and they would share the meat, the food. Once they kill it, they would share it in the community, give it to others. But we did have a large garden. It wasn't really a farm because they didn't sell it, but they would give away. And I guess that's why I give stuff away today. I don't have sense enough to sell it, but I give it away. But anyway, they had sugar cane, they would make syrup, and they had the horse and the thing, how to make the syrup. And we just had corn, and we had to go out there and cut that corn down to give the cows and the horses that dried up corn, shellfish, and what else?
You said you came to Jackson State. When did you come to Jackson State?
I came in the end part of '54.
As a student?
Yes, a freshman. It was, and when we got to Jackson State, we was the largest class. Reverend Leon Bell, I figured you may know him, and some others. There was 700 of us.
Wow.
But what's right, we fell in group 7, and then everybody was saying, well, they the slow students, they the slow students. We was group 7, but I tell you what, most of us became teachers and preachers, have different things. I mean, most of us made something out of ourselves.
Did your parents expect you to go to college, or was this something?
No, I'm gonna tell you, when I finished school in Ocean Springs, we had to go to Vicksburg. The students, they had an art carpet contest. And I think there was about 23 students. And I was a Wales, and they went alphabetical, and I was the last to speak. And I won first place.
What'd you speak about?
And statistics, I could not say. And my instructor, you can say it, Miss Wells, you can say it, you can say it, you can say it, you can say it. And I said it, and when I got there, I guess I was on the shaky side, a little nervous, because I was last, but then I was surprised I became first place. That was way back in '54, the last one. I don't recall the exact title, but you're speaking something about the government anyway, I know. But I forgot, I can't right at this point to recall the title.
When did you finish at Jackson State?
I finished in 1960, but like most of us, I saw some guy and I got pregnant and married, but anyway, I went back and I had finished everything, but I did my student teaching in Greenwood at Threadfield High School. And for that reason, that was in December, so I couldn't march not until the marching came up. That made me finish in 60. So I say I'm a class of 1960.
And you said you met a boy and got married. When did that happen?
That was in 1959 when I married.
And when did you start a family?
That's what I'm saying. I got pregnant, and then, you know, you don't get a good 9 months, so the baby was born in 59, but then I had to go back to school. I was still going to school, never got out of school, but I was going to school, but you know, I had to drop out for a while. And then I marched in 60, but I know it was really just a delay in a way. As far as I had to go back to pick other places.
And did you stay and raise your family here in Jackson?
I'm still in Jackson, been here all the time. Never did go back home.
How many children do you have?
3.
Were they delivered by midwives?
No, at University Hospital.
All 3 of them.
University Hospital.
What's your experience with midwives? I see your board here. Can you tell us about it?
No, she said about midwives. I didn't know how the program was going because, like I said, I received a letter Friday afternoon, and Monday she talked to me.
Dr. Harrison.
Right. But she didn't tell me this. They said, on this card they said midwife. So I didn't have a full understanding, so I just said, I'll just make this. Because I was delivered by a midwife.
Right.
And that's one reason I got this, because it said midwife, and I was delivered by Mrs. Tuten, who was a midwife.
Right.
Like I said, I didn't get the full understanding of it.
Well, this is great. What all is on this board that you brought?
Well, on this board is giving you the number of months a woman have to go, you know, it's 9 months. The breakdown of it with the months, and I also tell you the reading of it, of each one. And over here is showing you how to deliver babies now in a chair. You know, you used to have them laying down in the bed or whatever, but this is the chair with the pregnant woman where she's being delivered by the midwife, and this is the male where the baby's is coming out. But you have 4 stages. The first stage is labor, and the second stage of labor, it talks about in the midwife assisting the baby as needed when fully emerged, and also how the 4th stage of labor is the period beginning of the birth extending about 6 weeks. And over here is the picture, this here on the enlarged, where the nurse is being massaging the mother's breast, checking to see if it's okay for the baby to be nursed.
So what do you know about the midwives and the midwife that delivered you and your brothers and sisters?
Well,
Anything you knew about them?
no, I didn't know them. I think she had passed away when I got large enough to have known her. I didn't know her.
Do you know how your parents paid her?
No, I don't.
Was she somebody that was well respected in the community?
Yes.
How so? How did people know her? Just as a midwife? Was she involved in other things?
No, as I said, my mother worked for the whites. She would cook for them. She knew them that way.
So she cooked for the midwives.
Yeah, she cooked at their house, you know. You know, when you they have maids and they go to the house and cook and clean up. Well, she's one to cook for them.
So there was a midwifing house. People would go to the house and have their babies there?
I don't know.
Midwife usually came to their house.
Right, the midwife came to the mother's house to deliver the baby.
Anything else you remember about them?
No, only thing I know, my sister that passed, my older sister that passed away, did deliver one or two children here in Jackson. The lady was blind, and she had a child at the house. It wasn't anybody. That's my oldest sister. Yeah, the delivery of the baby.
When was that?
Well, that's been about 40 years ago, I guess, because I checked.
Was your older sister trained as a midwife?
No, she wasn't.
So how did she know what to do?
God, I guess, helped her to do it, but she did it. And I think that young man is a preacher now. I think he's somewhere in Texas, I understand. He's a Montgomery.
What were the circumstances that your older sister was asked to do that? Was she just the only person around?
Well, they were neighbors, They lived my sister's house was here, and they had the house over to the left of the exact. Next door.
Did she have any tools or anything?
No, the midwives, I understand, the tools was the hands.
Right.
That's all they had, and they sterilized them. And then they sterilized the bed and the mother, cleaned them up to do away with the germs before they had the baby. And they used their hands, but if it became too difficult, then they would call the physician in for help. That was back in the day. And probably somewhere today too.
Did they have uniforms, or was there something that they wore?
No, once you have to go in a rush, you don't have no uniform. Just like some of these women we hear in the news, they had a baby on the plane or in the car or whatever. So that's wherever you get caught and need help, and the person that will come to assist you. And I would imagine that's how it goes.
Anything else that you remember about midwives, or anything else you'd like to tell us? This has been wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.